In this video, we are going to solve question about limiting reactant and reactant in excess question, like the one displayed on the board here. If you check the question on the board, a mixture of what 3.50 gram of what hydrogen and what 26.0 gram of oxygen is made to what to form water. A, which is the one limiting reactant? B, which reactant will be left over? C, how many gram of water will be formed? D, how many gram of reactant will be left? So this is a part 2 of what limiting reactant. That is what is the second video. So if you have not watched the first video on limiting reactant and reactant in excess question I did earlier, so I will leave the link at the description so you can go watch that video, because that video actually what explain the things you need to understand based on what limiting reactant and reactant in excess question. But this video is actually a complete tutorial on solving limiting reactant. Guess what? These are the type of question you will see in your exam. So I want to walk you through how you can solve this question. So make sure you have your pen, your notebook, and your calculator so that you can follow through. You get? So now let's solve it. Now the first thing you want to do here is that you want to write what a balanced chemical equation for this question here. Now hydrogen, we have our oxygen to produce water. Remember, hydrogen exists as a diatomic molecule. So here we have H2 plus what? O2 give what? H2O. You get? The next thing you want to do here is so what? Balance the equation. So you can use the trial and error method. Now here we have 2 oxygen here. Here we have 1 oxygen here. You put 2 here. Right? Now making what? 4 hydrogen. How many hydrogen you have here? 2. Put 2 here. So this is what is the balanced chemical equation. So the first one to do is what? To write a balanced chemical equation for this question. Once you get this wrong, now anything you are going to do in this question is going to be wrong. So the first you want to what? Figure out how to what? Balance chemical equation. So but now one thing is that there are some question or there are some equation in which your normal is special, your normal what is special method or trial and error method can't balance. So you have to what? Use what you call the algebraic method of what? Balancing chemical equation. You have to learn that. So that when a complex reaction is being given to you and it's not balanced, what you have to do is to what? Use the algebraic method to what? To balance that equation. So I've done video on what? Using the algebraic method to balance chemical equation is well explained. I'll also leave the link at the description below, right? So by the end of this video, you need to go watch that video on how to what? Balance chemical equation using what? The algebraic method, right? So now let's continue. So in order to solve this stuff here, what you want to do is to what? Write the balance mole and what? Balance mass for this reaction. The balance mole and what? Balance mass for this reaction. So if you look at it here we have mole, here we have what? Mass. Here we have what? Mole, here we have what? Here we have what? Mass. Yes. So how many moles do we have here? Here we have what? 2 what? Mole. How many moles do we have here? Here we have what? Mole. 1 mole. Here we have what? 2 what? 2 mole. Right? So now the next one to do is to what? Get what? The balance mass. How do you get the balance mass? You get the balance mass for what? For the molar mass of what? Of each of what? Of the compound here, right? Remember, the atomic mass of hydrogen is 1, right? So we have H2 equals to what? So we have 1 times 2 equals to what? 2 gram per mole. You get? So now how do you get the mass? Use what? The balance mole to multiply what? The molar mass. You get that? Because do you know the reason why? Because for every 1 mole of what? H2, here we have what? 2 gram of what? H2. Do you get that? So for every 1 mole of what? H2, here we have 2 gram of what? H2. Right? So how many moles do we have here? Here we have 2 mole. So 2 times 2, here we have what? 4 what? Gram. You get? So the next is what? Oxygen. Oxygen gas here, right? So the atomic mass of oxygen is 16 times what? 2. We're going to be what? 32 gram per mole. 32 gram per mole, right? It means that for every 1 mole, here we have 32 gram. So how many moles do we have here? Here we have 1. 1 times 32, here we have what? 32 gram. You get? So the next is what? Water. H2O. H2 here we have 1 times 2 plus what? 16 times 1. Everything going to give me what? 18 gram per what? Per mole. 18 gram per what? Per mole. So it means that for every 1 mole of what? Water here I have 18 gram, right? How many mole do we have here? We have 2. So 2 times 18, 6 gram. This is what gram. So this is the first thing you want to do when solving what? Limiting reactant and what? Reactant SS question. Or also when you're solving what? Reacting masses question. Do you get? So the next thing you want to do here is that now, in order to what? Get my limiting reactant and reactant in excess and the amount of what? Water that will be formed. What you want to do here now? You want to use the mass. Now the given mass of hydrogen you want to use to calculate what? Mass of water. Do you get? And the given mass of what also you want to use to calculate what mass of water you get. Now when you do the two calculation, what will happen here? Now the one that gives you what the lowest amount of what of water is the limiting what reactant. Why the one that produces what the highest amount of what product is the reactant in what excess you get. So after calculating what after using the mass of hydrogen to calculate what mass of water and use what mass of oxygen to calculate what mass of water. Now the two values will be different. One will be higher than the other one. Right? So the reactant that produces the least amount of product is what is the limiting what reactant. Why the one that produces what the highest amount of product is what is the reactant to what excess you get. So for the question here, mass of water was given to me. Mass of what? H2. Sorry, mass of hydrogen was given to me to be what? 3.5 gram. It's okay. The mass of oxygen was also given to me. Mass of oxygen was given to me to be what? 26.0 gram, right? Now what you are calculating is what? Mass of what? Mass of what? H2O. So we want to use what? This guy to calculate this one here and this one to calculate this one here, right? So I want to wipe this board here. You get? I want to. So now we want to calculate what? Mass of what? H2. So gram of what? H2, that's what you're looking for, equals to first for we want to what? Use what? Mass of what? H2 here. So here we have what? 3.5 gram of what? H2 over what? 1 times. You get? So we are linking this guy and this guy. You get? So we are using the mass of this guy here to calculate what mass of this guy. You get? So it means that 4 gram of what? H2 equals to what? 36 gram of what? Water. That is minimum. You get? So now because we are calculating what mass of H2, 36 gram of what? Water will be at the top. Right? Why 4 gram of what? Water of hydrogen will be at the down. So I want to have something like this. Here we have what? 36 gram of what? H2O. You get? Because this over here. Then the mass of hydrogen is 4, right? So we got 4 gram of what? H2. Now the main reason why we did like this is that gram of what? H2 cancel what? Gram of what? H2. You get? So when we calculate it very well, so if you should use our calculator, to punch it 3.5 times 36 divided by 4, we want to get a value. So here I have what? 31.5 what gram. You get? It means that 3.5 gram of what? Hydrogen produces what? 31.5 gram of what? Of water. You get? So now this is for the first one here. So now we have used what? Mass of hydrogen to calculate what? Mass of water. You are going to repeat the same thing for what? Mass of oxygen here. Do you get that? So we want to calculate what? Mass of what? Water again. Using what? Mass of water. Mass of water. Now we want to calculate what? Mass of what? Water now again. H2O equals to what? Now mass of oxygen was given to me to be what? 26. So here we got 26.0 gram of what? Of what? O2 over what? 1 times. Repeat the same process here. So we are going to use the mass of what? Of this one here and what? Mass of this other one here, right? Now because we are looking for the mass of what? H2O. This one will be at the top. So here I'm going to have 36 gram of what? H2O over what? 32 gram of what? O2. Can you see that? So I can see that this guy, you can see what this guy here. So if you should punch our calculator, yes, 29.25 gram of what H2O. Can you see that? So now the 3.5 gram of what H2 produces what 31.5 gram of what water you get, and 26.0 gram of what O2 produces what 29.25 gram of what water. So with this value now, we can now what get about our limiting reactant. We can now get what our reactant in excess. Can now get what the amount of the product what produced. You get. What is now the limiting reactant? So the reactant that produces the least amount of what of the product is the limiting reactant. So the least amount of water here is what, or the least mass of water here is what 29.25 gram of what H2O. Right now, which of the reactant produces what this one here is what oxygen. So oxygen is what is the limit to what reactant. So a solution here, oxygen, which is what O2, is the limiting reactant. You get, oxygen is the limit to what reactant. Now B, the answer what is the reactant in excess? It's very easy. Now the reactant that produces the highest amount of product is what is the reactant in what excess. So it was hydrogen that produces what the highest amount of what of product, because it gave what 31.5 gram of what water. So hydrogen is what is the reactant in what excess. So hydrogen what H2 is the reactant in what excess. You get good. So the next one is what C. Now what you see, they say what is the amount of what, or what is the mass of water produced? It's very easy. Now the mass of the limiting reactant is used to what, get the amount of what of the product produced, or mass of the product produced. Do you get that? So the limiting the amount of the product that is formed in the reaction is the least mass. You get, is always what the least mass. So 29.25 gram of H2O is the least mass compared to this other one here, right? So the mass of water produced is what 29.25 gram of. So mass of what H2O4 is what 29.25 gram. You get. Now, values here with this calculation here, we have got what our limiting reactant. We have got what our reactant to what excess. We have got what we have gotten what we have gotten our mass of what water produced, right? So you now left what with the last one. So they say that the reactant in excess, in how many amount will it be left? You get. So that is next year we are going to what to calculate. So now to get the amount that the amount that will be left when the reaction stop. Now we are still going to use one here again, right? Remember, oxygen is what is the limiting reactant, right? Oxygen is the limiting reactant. The hydrogen is what is the reactant what in excess. You get, and this was what mass given to me. You get. It means that out of what the 3.5 gram of hydrogen that was given, not all of them reacted. Just a what some part of it react. You get. So what I want to do now? Now I want to use what the mass of what water now to calculate what mass of what H2. You get. Now when we use the mass of what we want to use what the mass of what oxygen now to calculate what mass of H2 here. Now that is when we now know the one that actually what participated, the mass of what of hydrogen that was participating in the what reaction. Hope you understand. So then if you want to calculate new mass. So here you can say calculating new mass of what H2. You get. So we want to calculate what new mass of what H2. Now in order for us to do that, we have to use this two here, right? So we are going to use what the mass of O2 to calculate mass of this guy here. So if you should do that, here we have. If you do that, here we have gram of what? H2 is equals to what? We are using what? 26.0 gram of what? We are using what? 26.0 gram of what? O2 to calculate it. Here we have 26.0 gram of what? O2 over what? 1 times. Remember, we are using this 2 here, right? So because we are calculating what mass of hydrogen here. So here we have what? 4 gram of what? H2 over what? 2 gram of what? O2. You get? So what will happen here? This one will cancel out this guy here. So here we have 26 times 4 divided by 32. We have mass of what? H2 is going to give me what? 3.25 what gram. So it means out of what the 3.5 gram of what of hydrogen given to me, only 3.25 gram of what hydrogen reacted. So to get what the amount or mass of what H2 in excess, what happened here? So now it will be 3.5 minus what? 3.25. So 3.5 minus what? 3.25. Do you get that? What do you want to do? So punch your calculator. So the amount that will be left is going to be 0.25 what gram. You get? So you can see how easy it is to what? Solve this problem. So this now, like what I told you, this one is a complete tutorial on solving what limiting reactant and reactant in what excess. So every other question you're going to see is and you're going to base on this form, right? So what you want to do, so what? Go and pick questions related to this and what? Use this method I've done here to solve any problem you see in your exam. You get? I believe you have got a lot of value from this tutorial. Please, if this tutorial is helpful, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you have not done that. You do get that.